Tell me about 1780.
Okay,
Well,
well, as the title implies, 1780 takes place 4 years after the start of the American Revolution. This is a, let's just say, scope wise, this is a movie of small scope. In fact, it's kind of a siege thriller. We have a father and son named Honor is the father. His son Miles is like probably around 10 years old. He's a very young child, but the child wants to be like his father. So the movie starts with him trying to cut wood, setting traps, which doesn't go too well. While off in the distance outside their farm, the redcoats are chasing down a group of colonialist revolutionaries. One of them gets shot, the others get away, and so now the redcoats are looking for this soldier who was shot. And we don't know exactly why they're so concerned about this soldier, but that plays out later in the film. So Honor and Miles are out hunting, and they come across a soldier, and Honor says, Honor, who was actually part of the military, part of the army at the start of the revolution, now he's retired, and again, for reasons you'll find out later. But he sees the dying soldier and says, well, you know, the best thing we'd do for him is let him die in peace. But the son says, no, we're not those kind of people. And they bring him back to the cabin where Honor then nurses him back to health. And so the problem is now that they have this soldier, the redcoats are looking for him. Now the redcoats are going to now start searching all the farms in the area for this soldier. But then you have the Kevin Spacey character named Thomas, and he's a bit of an opportunist. He understands, knows the lay of the land, and when the redcoats come, he decides that he's gonna kind of be their tour guide for the main reason of just to take the heat off himself. You know, if he gets in the good graces of the redcoats aren't going to do anything to him, and so that he basically leads them straight to Honor. Of which they have a side conversation because he kind of knows he's there and says, well, you know, I'm just going to bring him here. I won't tip off that he's there, but you're going to have to do it. And they're able to successfully fool the redcoats that he's not there. But the problem is no one really believes that. You know, A, the redcoats know he's hiding him. And B, Honor knows that the redcoats know that he's hiding them. And so what the rest of the movie becomes is the siege movie. And it's fairly typical when it is, you know, it's him, the soldier, and his son held up in his house. And then the redcoats outside trying to figure out how to get into the house and get the soldier. And like I said, we've seen this story before, but what you haven't seen is this story in the context of the American Revolution, where basically your weapons are muskets. So you have one shot, and then you have to reload, and then it gives you your second shot. And then also you have various weapons. You know, you have the bayonets on the swords, you have other knives, there are farm tools and other bludgeoning weapons. And so this story basically plays out as a siege movie with weapons and gear from 1780s. And you see how it plays out because, you know, you're not going to go into a house with you don't have an automatic weapon. The bullets are basically, balls, musket balls. And so they do damage differently. And so that's what I liked about this film is it's a pretty interesting story from a siege standpoint. There are twists at the end. There are reasons why everyone's in this situation. And then you have the fact is, how do you defeat the bad guys? How do you escape? Using this gear, and I think that's enough to bring enough uniqueness to this film to be worthy of seeing. You're muted. Yeah.
Recommend 1780.
Yes, I recommend it.
And how is Kevin Spacey? He's in the movie. Is that controversial at all?
It's not controversial. I mean, the only thing controversial is that it's Kevin Spacey. And I'll say this. The issue I have with Kevin Spacey is he's an Oscar award-winning actor, and he comes across as an Oscar award-winning actor here. He acts the pants off of everybody. He's given a chance to create he's given a chance to create a very unique character, and that uniqueness is like, yeah, I could see Kevin Spacey playing or having developed this character. And I feel like he's put much more thought into his character than the other actors who are in the movie. So Kevin Spacey is a standout character, but he stands out a little too much. He's just too good for this movie.
Well, I mean, he's so good as
Yeah.
Frank Underwood in the
Mhm.
Netflix show. It's so
Yeah.
good.
And there's a sensibility of that in this character. He's a bit slimy in it. And like I said, I think he outacts everybody in the movie. And not to say that the other actors aren't good, but he outacts them.